Hi, this is Phil from PDQ Merchant Enterprises and the ATM Mastermind Group page, and we're here today to talk about how far should I place my ATM. So one of the things you want to do is you want to start with your home base. And what we like to do is we like to teach people to start from your home base and go out about 15 minutes. And that's where you want, as far as you want to start to put your ATMs in your portfolio and build that portfolio. One of the reasons you want to do this is when you're talking to your first business owner, you're going to try to come up with some camaraderie. You want to teach them to know you, because in business, we got to know you before they can trust you, and after they can trust you, then you can offer a solution to their pain points. But you can't do this without building a relationship, and so they have to get to know you. So when you talk to the first person or one of the first business owners, you're going to try to do your due diligence, figure out some of their likes or dislikes or where they're from, and then you can go into your spiel of how you are similar to them. Because the people like to do business with people they know, they trust, and they have similar common interests. How am I going to do this? So one of the ways you do this is when you talk to the business owner, you'll say, "Oh, I'm from the local high school," or I go to the local church, or I know the local pastor, or I go to Joey's Bar and Grill down the street, I know Joey, or hey, I shop over at the local supermarket and I know Sal, who's head of the meat department. You're going to throw some of those commonalities of the location into the mix when you're talking to somebody, and try to build that camaraderie. And so then if you can build that camaraderie, then the people will know you, and then they could start to build trust. And the second thing we want to do is we're going to build some references. So when you start to throw those names out or shout outs to those people, they say, "Oh yeah, I know Joey at Joey's Bar and Grill, or I know this guy, or I know that person, or I know Pastor Joe over at the church." And then you guys can have a conversation about the people you know, and then from there, then you can start to build some trust, but you're going to use those references. Now, if you're out 30, 40, 50, an hour away, most of the time you're not going to have those local references to build commonalities. And then the third thing you want to do is you want to know the area that you're doing business in, and you're going to use all the information from the local area that you're in. And so it's hard to do that when you're out half an hour, hour and a half, 2 hours. You're just providing a service, and they can go with anybody. When you start out, you want to build up, just start out with a little area, build up in that core of 15 minutes, and then you'll expand it and then expand it again. So 30 minutes is the max that you want to go out. One of the reasons for going out only 30 minutes is because of service. So now you're at home, you get a call that there's a bill jam on your ATM, and you're like, okay, I just placed an ATM an hour and a half away, so now you got to get in your car, drive an hour and a half one way to do a 5-minute service call and drive an hour and a half back. So you might think to yourself, you know what, I can wait till tomorrow. Or maybe they call you at 10 o'clock at night and the place closes at 11, and you're like, well, I can't get there today. Tomorrow I got to do 1, 2, and 3, so I'll have to push it either to tomorrow night or to the next day. And so if you just build it close, let's say 15 minutes, then you're like, no problem, I can jump in my car, I can get there, 15 minutes, 5 minutes back, 5 minutes doing my service call, and then 15 minutes back. I'm back home in a half an hour, no problem. And it becomes easy to do that sort of thing. Even 30 minutes, you got to think to yourself, okay, I got a 5-minute service call, 30 minutes in my car to drive to the location, 5-minute service call, and then another 30 minutes back. And most of the time, if you get to the location and the business owner's there, you're just not going to walk in and fix the ATM. You're going to walk in, you're going to do your fix, you might test the ATM, and then you're going to end up talking shop to the business owner of whatever you're going to talk about, building that rapport with the business owner. And then a lot of times what you'll do is you'll ask them, hey, is there, do you know anybody else in the area that could use our services? Have I been good to you? And they'll say yes, and say, well, can you give me a referral, or can you ask somebody else that I can go talk to. Then you're going to build that rapport. If it's usually an hour and a half, you can still build a rapport, but you're going to think twice about going right away. And after all, what we're trying to do in your first few ATMs is build a good reputation and good service to build on to the next location and the next location. So why do I want to stay in this little 15-minute radius? And the number one reason is to make it simple. You just got your first ATM, maybe your second or third. You want to keep it simple. You want to keep it in a nice little area. You don't want to be going out, an hour and a half this way or 45 minutes that way and half an hour this way. You want to keep it all in one little area. And there's all that people say, well, Phil, hey, you know what? I can't really find those areas. I don't think you're looking hard enough. Look harder. They're there. You can build a nice little circle. And plus, when you're filling your ATMs, you can fill it real fast. Maybe it takes you an hour. Let's say you got 5 ATMs. Maybe it only takes you 2 hours to fill those 5 ATMs because they're so close. It also makes it convenient for any kind of service calls if and when they pop up. But you say, well, you know what? I noticed some of the bigger companies, they got ATMs in different states, different areas. How do they do that? They're in a different business model than you. What your advantage is you're fast, you're nimble, you're quick, and you have that personal service that the other big companies, they don't have. What they're going to do is they're going to send armored car guys into those locations. They're going to be quick, they're going to be discreet, and they're not going to talk to the location owner and build that rapport that you are able to do because you're smaller. You can go in, you can fill your ATM, you can talk to the business owner, see how they're doing, make sure everything is good with your ATM. Always ask, hey, do you know anybody else that could use our services like we have? And then you're going to take it from there. The bigger companies, they have armored car services, and they're not going to do that. The other thing is people are going to identify with you being a local business and in the local area. You always want to say, hey, we're local. That means to a smaller business owner, hey, if I need something, I got a go-to guy or a go-to person that can answer my questions in a fast manner and I can get results. Sometimes a company will go with a bigger company and they have layers and layers of red tape to get to the service department, to get to the owner. With you, they're going to be able to get to you right away, and that's a big advantage. So if you want to know when to expand your ATM business and how far you should go, please join our ATM Mastermind group page. We're going to do another video to talk about when you should expand your ATM route. We're also going to do another video about when and if you should use vault cashers to expand your portfolio in different areas. If you like this video, please like and subscribe our YouTube channel, and remember, you can always get more content, and we got a nice ATM community called the ATM Mastermind group page. You can join that and you can get constant feedback of how you're doing in your business and some of the tips and tricks of the trade. Thank you very much.